YOLO is not meant to be a symbol of being stupid. It's meant to live life to its fullest. Go out outside the box. Live life as if every day you don't know if you'll have another.
I personally don't use YOLO, but I adopted the ideologies behind YOLO. My personal mantra is no regrets. I like YOLO though. I think it's a good idea. I think it leads to a lot of dumb decisions, but then it also leads to a lot of good memories.
It's comical to make fun of it. Like, my friends, you have to do this gesture at the same time. So we're like, hey, let's go do this, like, the super dangerous thing. YOLO!
YOLO probably originated in some college campus where some guy got really drunk and was like, hey, watch me do this. And they're like, no, don't do that. And then he was like, hey, you only live once, YOLO, and then did it.
My best guess would be that it came somewhere from the internet.
I would probably think it started in a high school.
The East Side. I don't know. I'm sure. Michigan? Of the world. Of the world. Asia.
Came from that rap song, I think, originally, but I'm not quite sure.
YOLO, the term Y.O.L.O was popularized by Drake. I don't think people used it before that song came out. And then because that rapper was using it, then people were like, oh, that's cool, I'm gonna say that too. So I first started hearing YOLO around like end of my senior year, started my freshman year here, so like 2011-ish. I heard it used a lot sarcastically. I don't think people were really like taking it seriously at first.
It was about a year and a half ago.
I think I saw it probably somewhere on the internet.
The first time I ever heard YOLO, I was on a bus ride to a basketball game my senior year, and my friend Tori in the back of the bus started saying YOLO after everything he said. And I'm just like, oh no.
Well, it would have had to have been back when I was like maybe a junior, senior in high school. And I heard it amongst the freshmen, and I knew right then it was going to catch on.
I heard it in the rap song.
My definition is somewhat based off the literal translation of you only live once. And I think that means you need to live your life in a way that you have no regrets. But that also means don't do something dumb.
You only live once, so do as many stupid things as you can and then justify it.
I would say it's kind of like go out and live your life and just experience anything the world has to offer.
It's kind of like Carpe Diem in a way, like seize the moment and just like go for it and live your life every day to the fullest.
If it's not something that's rare, or if it's not something that's unique, special, or particularly worthwhile or interesting, then it's not you only live once, because if you're gonna go to the grocery store, no one's like, YOLO shopping.
But the general use of YOLO is usually I'm gonna go out tonight, or I'm going to get hammer drunk tonight.
I think it's more of something
so
I do outside the norm, though.
I think partying...
But the way it's used, it's not a unique thing. It's like a college cultural thing, you know?
YOLO can definitely be positive if done in the correct manner.
I agree with the philosophy, and I think it's a good philosophy to have, but I think people do a lot of stupid stuff in using YOLO as like an excuse or in like a reason to do it. So I think it can be a very positive thing when people apply it correctly.
I think if it's used in the proper way, it's positive, like utilizing every day for something new and adventurous and exciting.
You should definitely take advantage of certain things when you're young, for sure. At the same time, moderation is always a good thing. There's no reason you can't treat yourself, as some people say, once in a while.
I feel like it's more negative than positive because, yes, you only live once, so you should live life to the fullest, but you also only live once, so you shouldn't do stupid things and waste your life.
I would definitely say it's a more positive thing, and I definitely agree with it. Because if you don't go out and live your life and try new things, you're never going to know what lies out there for you.
I have never once used the word YOLO unless I was making fun of someone else.
I don't use it just because I like to present myself as a professional or like an upstanding citizen, and I just feel like that's more slang than something that should be appropriately used in everyday conversation.
Sometimes. Usually I'll like put a thing on Twitter, or I'll say it and I'll just say like YOLO swag or something like that.
I don't, because my phrase is no regrets. 2013.
I don't, because I think there's just not many situations that I can apply it to, and if I were to use it, it would always be sarcastically. I've never seriously used YOLO ever before.
you're like seizing the moment and taking that day for like what it is and choosing to do what you want. I think that's a YOLO activity. So I'd say I do that like, I don't know, pretty regularly. I try to live it up when I can, so.
Everything could be considered a YOLO activity because everything you do is in context of you only live once.
Personally, one of the things I could do on campus is the In Your Face Theater Sex Troupe, and that's certainly a YOLO activity. I kind of just joined on a whim, like, well, we'll see where this leads, and I mean, now you can look at the state news, I'm Condom Man.
It was raining one night, and it was warm rain. It was really nice, and we danced in the rain and swam in a fountain, and I think that's pretty YOLO.
My YOLO activities definitely enrich my life because it gives me a chance to go make new memories and engage with my friends.
I don't believe there's such thing as YOLO activities.
If I look back on the majority of my memories from college and even high school, they're usually in times where like I don't remember like when I was alone in my room watching Netflix or something. I remember when I like took chances and called people or like said something to the person like I thought I wouldn't say something to, or when I did the YOLO, like you only live once type thing.
They certainly enriched my life. Mostly through the social aspect of it. I meet a lot of interesting people doing things that I do. I'd have to say the most YOLO thing I've ever done, looking back on, is probably when I went streaking.
Lived, because I've only done it once.
Last summer, I went to India for a month, and that was, like, my parents didn't really want me to do it, and it was a lot of money, but it was my dream, so I was like, I gotta get it done now, or I might never get another shot to do it. So it was pretty YOLO-y, I guess.
I've YOLO'd a few classes before, that's for sure.
I took 2 Jello shots this weekend.
A big one was buying a ticket to go to Lollapalooza because even though it was a lot of money, it was still like one of the best experiences of my life, and I love music so much that I was like, you only live once, so why not just go experience it? And it was so worth it.
YOLO. You have one life, live it to the fullest.
No-lo.
I mean, you only live once, don't let that be the thing that kills you.
Yeah.
Because then you look like an idiot.
Hashtag no regrets 2013.